Hey guys, EthDo here, and today I'm making a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a new mob, the Shulker mob, which has been added into Minecraft 1.9 snapshot. Now, these spawn in end cities, which are a generated structure found at the end. I'm not filming there though, because I do have a separate video on those, and that's just because it's very laggy there at the moment. It's a really laggy update, but out in the overworld it's fine, so I've just moved the mob out here so we can have a look at him here. So it's this little guy which spawns in these blocks, which is, the block is actually itself part of the mob. You can't actually find these blocks naturally, and they will actually cause you quite a bit of problems. Now you might think it's just some kind of like block creature, and it's really not all that hard to fight, but you can't actually damage them when you're in the block, and when you're in the game mode 0, they will attack you quite fiercely. Now you get hit by these projectiles, and when you do, you will actually, as you can already see, start to levitate. You get 10 seconds of levitation, and when you actually then run out of levitation, if you can avoid being hit for 10 seconds, then you will actually drop down. Now if you're in the end, of course, you can drop quite far because there's no glass ceiling to stop you from going higher, and there's not all that much to land on. So you can take a lot of fall damage. So feather falling just became a lot more important when going to the end. Oh, just managed to avoid that one then. It can be really quite tricky to avoid, and it's really quite tricky to get actually at the mob, because you've got to get there when he's open, but you've also not going to get hit in the process. So one tactic I've found that seems to work, I just ran out of time to do it. I'll actually let him get hit. I think I can do it this time. Basically fly over them with a milk bucket, so then you can end where you want to, and then just mash down on them. They've got 24 health or 12 hearts, and they'll do 4 HP of damage, so that's 2 hearts of damage to you with the little hits. So if you actually get hit by these, you can actually die pretty quickly, because they often send off quite a few. As you can see here, they will often spawn on walls as well, which makes things a little trickier. Oh my god, he's stuck up, he is. There we go. He's closed up, I mean. When they get closed up, you can't, like I've said, you can't do damage to them. So they're actually really quite difficult to fight. So it's actually quite irritating sometimes when you keep getting hit by them, because you keep going up and down, and it's a very interesting mob, but certainly an irritating one. I can see this getting quite annoying quite fast. So if I spawn in another one, we can show you another feature here, and that is the fact that if you break the block beneath them, you will actually cause them to teleport, even if it is delayed by like 4 seconds because of the lag. So once they teleport, they will obviously then attack you from a new location. They can teleport from the floors onto the walls and vice versa as well. Now one cool feature which I had to show you is the fact that if they hit another mob, they will start to float. So you get a villager who's just kind of floating up there in the ceiling. Now they wouldn't normally of course encounter the villagers because they spawn in the end, and obviously the villagers don't. But if you did want to just mess around with them and have them hit different stuff and see them floating up in the air like a pig or a chicken or something, then that can be quite humorous too. Levitation is obviously quite a unique feature as well, which is quite fun actually, is quite cool to use, and I think could definitely see more of these in parkour. We could see these being introduced to parkour maps as like maybe some kind of part where you have to use these, you've got to be hit, use the levitation to get higher. The end cities actually have a lot of parkour, and like I say, they will have a separate video linked any second now. So if you have enjoyed this video, then I would suggest going over to that one. Please take 1 second, hit the like button below, and thanks for watching.